Right. Hi there.
Hello,
Welcome.
everyone.
Okay. So, podcast today.
Yes,
So,
podcast today.
yes, we were just talking about how we do we do so much together. Marilyn and I do spiritually, um, as friends. I mean, we're just, business partners. We do a lot together. And we were both feeling really off today, just
Mhm,
very off.
mhm.
And if I remember right, you said disappointed.
Yes,
We both
disappointed.
felt very disappointed. That was
Mhm,
I couldn't think, it's like, I'm not sure what I'm feeling. And then she said disappointed. It's like, oh, that's it.
mhm.
So we spent some time talking about that and thinking about that. And then, of course, intuiting about that. And what came from spirit was pretty clear that
Clear.
we
Mhm,
each have our own
mm.
personal spiritual journey that does not include each other, that does not include anyone else, really. It's a very, when I say personal, it's personal, right?
Personal, really, yeah,
Personal. And she and I have both been sort of falling down in that area.
yeah.
We've
I
been,
know I have,
yeah,
absolutely. Mhm.
between, family things that come up, we've been, oh, want to say again how grateful we are for everyone who contacts us to clear their home. So we've had a lot of
Oh,
paranormal,
yeah. That has really
email.
picked up, and
Yes,
super grateful for it.
yes, yes. And
Mhm.
healings. And I'm, I just, as far as business, it's hopping. There's a
Mhm,
lot going on.
mhm. A lot to be grateful for.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so grateful.
Mhm.
And the
Yet
thing, uh-huh.
and yet, here comes this
Oh,
downside, this disappointment.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
And we had to look at it. We had no choice.
I had no choice.
Mm-mm.
Well, and because what do we have to be disappointed about? I mean, honestly, like,
Are right? Are you kidding me?
yeah,
No, nothing.
no, there's nothing,
Mm-mm.
nothing.
Mm-mm.
It just crazy because you first start, okay, like, well, everything going okay with my husband and I? Yes.
Mm.
Everything going on with my kids? Okay. Yes. My grandson? Yes. Like everything's okay. More than okay. Like it's
Yeah,
everything's great. So,
more than okay.
and I know you did the same thing. Your
Yeah,
husband, your family,
yeah.
and work. We both, the job we do. So it's like, why are we feeling so disappointed? The first
Mhm.
place I know I go with that is like, oh, there's more wounding coming up. There's something coming up for me.
Always.
Always,
That's the go-to, right?
always
Because
the go-to.
you know.
Yeah. What is
Yeah.
this that's coming up?
Hmm.
And we sat with that, and that was another one. It's like, well, there's really nothing here because we both
Mm-mm.
looked into each other. We called in our teams. We like did the full like workout, the full like physical,
Yeah.
right? Like what's happening here? And then spirit had me put us into just a very short meditation. It was very short. It was
You
maybe,
know, go figure. Spirit has to take us into meditation to
I
get
know,
us to like go,
right?
ow!
Because we were talk about bypass. We were
Wow. Yeah.
bypassing that. We were so bypassing.
So
So funny.
bypassing.
And it was loud and clear. There was no mistaking the message,
No.
none
Mm-mm.
whatsoever.
None.
The message was, you both have got have not been paying enough attention to your personal journey. We've been so busy taking care of everyone else and doing everything, um, that we just overlooked our person. So Mari-Lyn and I each have our own way of sort of tuning into our personal journey and having that experience. And so
Mhm.
thought that might be a good thing to talk about today. And how
Yeah.
people get things mixed up. How, since we're metaphysical teachers, meaning that we help people develop um, their intuitive or psychic abilities, and wherever that takes. I mostly do multidimensional energy healing, but and Mari-Lyn helps people develop as well. And it's really come to our attention lately that some people feel like that's their spiritual journey. Right? Do you want to talk about that? Like
Right.
what you like kind of in general, like what you take, because you have Mari-Lyn has a more of a variety of types of things that she does than I do. But yeah, talk about like a regular
Well,
class or session with you.
so there are many people that they'll come to me and they'll say, I've started my spiritual journey. I really want to move forward with this. And I ask, okay, tell me, what does that mean? And they start talking about instances of experiencing psychic
Mhm.
abilities
Yes. Or the paranormal.
or the paranormal.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Nowhere in there is spirit, source, God, creator ever mentioned.
Right. Right.
And when I bring it up, there's always a little bit of surprise.
Yes.
And for me, I will not teach metaphysical without the spiritual. While, the spiritual, the paranormal, the metaphysical, yes, they all stand alone,
Yes.
but they are
Also.
all part of that umbrella of the spiritual journey.
Yes.
And there's I'm sure many teachers out there
Oh,
that teach the metaphysical without that spiritual aspect.
yes. And I've met many of them. Yeah.
But that's not
No.
that's not me,
Yeah.
because our metaphysical gifting comes through spirit.
Yes.
It doesn't come from me, myself, and I.
Right.
I am not that special.
And
I
I
am,
started. Go
you
ahead.
know, I am in my uniqueness pretty special, as is every single person, but I am not that special to have that kind of power.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
no.
It's not us. And we talk about that all the time.
It's not. We are the conduit,
Yes.
and
Yes.
honored to be a
Yes.
conduit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I feel a little special being a conduit, but
Mhm. Yes.
I am not the all-powerful Oz.
Nope.
And neither is anybody.
No. No. So the
So
spiritual journey,
yeah.
and that's, you guys hear us we realize that we really don't on this chat. You're all intelligent adults, and we try to speak to you that way.
Mhm.
However, we realize that we ourselves were not always very clear with what.
There's mud, I think, sometimes.
Yes. So
Because it makes sense to us, and we just forget that somebody who is really new
yes.
to these experiences, this aspect of thinking, it would be really easy to get things misconstrued or even more confused.
Right.
And it embarrasses me to think that we might add to some of those
The confusion.
and those misconceptions.
Yes.
Right. Clearing up concepts was one thing that we used to talk about a lot.
All the time.
And to think that, oh my gosh, we may have added to some of the confusion of those
Yes.
concepts.
Yes.
It's yeah, we're human.
And for those of you who do get confused sometimes with us talking, or maybe you're confused, we apologize. We do. We apologize.
And
Yes.
at the same time, I would love to urge you, go to our website, that would be the podcast.
The podcast, the Conscious Spirit podcast.
Yep. TCSEverydayPsychics.com.
Yep.
And let us know you're confused. Ask us your questions.
Yes.
If you're watching the podcasts on the YouTube channel, ask your question in the comment.
Yes.
Let us know if we've said something that just wasn't clear.
Yes.
Because we would love to clear up
Yes.
any confusion.
Yes.
Whether we caused it or not.
Yes. Yes. So the personal spiritual journey is our soul's journey. That's the part that's connected to spirit all the time. It is spirit. We are spirit, just having a human experience, right? And it's all, of course, always about healing, but we come down, we choose the life we want. We choose the lessons we want to learn, who our parents are, who our friends, and we choose everything. I mean, we have a council and our guides, and we have a lot of people helping us, a lot of spirits helping us with that journey.
It's quite intricate.
Oh, yeah, more than my little brain can think of. And that part needs to be checked in on. We need to check in on. We get very 3D. We get very, even like the metaphysical, which is the psychic abilities, the healing, the paranormal, partly it's the psychic part of the paranormal, right? How we are clairs, our channel, etc. And so we get sort of lost in that sometimes, the metaphysical, yes, or even the paranormal.
The 3D-ness of it.
Yes, 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 yes.
Which, seems kind of stupid, but it's true.
Yes. And it's really that healing piece. It's the piece of connecting. There's nothing more beautiful than connecting with spirit, being in what we call our divine line, and you can feel spirit. And each one of us has our own personal vibration. That's like our name in spirit.
Right.
And it's healthy for us, more than healthy for us, to check in with ourselves all the time. And that doesn't mean that you have to sit down and, like, I don't sit down and go, okay, I'm going to check in, see if I've checked all the boxes thus far, where on my journey am I at a milestone? What do I need to do? It's more, for me, it's really about just opening up and just receiving, just walking around. And whether that's in meditation or just doing housework, whatever it is, just receiving. And I tend to do that in the morning. That's when I'm the most open, before all the 3D things start. I mean, I'm psychic all the time, but that piece for me, you can catch me walking around my house just talking away. As my kids would always say, Mom, who are you talking to? Yes.
For me,
spiritual health. Yes.
Spiritual health. I love that.
That just came.
Yeah. So my spiritual health, I am just going to be honest. It falls right on the same line with my physical health. Now, I'm in good health.
Yes.
However, do I do the best things for my physical body?
I know. No. I don't.
I don't.
No.
I do not get enough exercise. I do not eat enough of the right foods. I do stay hydrated.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. We drink lots and lots of water.
95% of the time, I stay very hydrated.
Yes.
But I just have never been one that takes I can't say that. I'm going to change that too. I've always been one to take my physical body for granted.
Right. Right.
I was going to say to never take care of her, and that's not true.
No,
I
that's
take
not
her
true.
for granted.
Yes.
And I'm in my 60s now, and I'm paying the price.
Right.
And
another thing that comes up with that, sorry, I don't mean to, is that our physical body, which if you know, we call it a deva.
Mhm.
Our deva also has a higher self, to
Mhm.
move you out of the water here. To so I see that little emoji with the blown mind. But we are partnered with our body deva in this lifetime, and they do go together.
Mhm.
And we tend to, as 3D as we can get so often,
Mhm.
that is a piece that we neglect,
Yeah.
is our deva.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but my point, I guess,
Yes.
was
Yes.
I take things for granted,
Mhm.
and my spiritual health is one of those.
Yes.
And it was very clear today that I need to start.
Yes.
I need to pay attention to that.
Yes.
And that's, I'm not doing myself any favors. I'm missing out on some really wonderful things.
Mhm.
I'm not taking the time. And I don't know what I'm going to miss out. I don't know what I'm going to miss out on.
I think the same thing.
Nothing. I'm not going to
Yeah.
miss out on a thing.
No. Mm-mm.
But when I know that I need to commune with spirit,
Mhm.
I'll take out my vacuum.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because vacuuming just allows my ego to get out of the way.
Yes.
Do I have to do that? No,
No.
I don't.
No, but if that's a tool that works for you, then use it. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
that's
will
what we
have the
tell people
cleanest
all the
carpet
time.
if I start vacuuming every day.
Right.
Oh, I got my exercise in so I can kill two birds with one stone.
Right.
But I have a lot of carpet, and oh my goodness.
Yes.
But it is time. I have to get myself into a routine
Yep.
Of connecting
Yes.
for myself.
Yes.
And that's the important part.
Yes.
Connecting for myself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what was coming through when you were talking is, how does energy play in all of this? And we are all energy. Our emotions are energy. Our thoughts are energy. Everything has a vibration to it. That does not mean that that everything has a conscious, is conscious.
Correct.
We differ with there are some metaphysical people who believe everything has like a conscience, and I don't believe that.
You
But
mean like
it does have a vibration. Like it can talk to you, like the
you mean
table
like
you're
my
sitting at.
table?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I know we've talked about this before, but I think it's been a long time. Yes.
I think I bypassed it.
I think so too. Because
I do not follow that line of
no.
thinking.
No. Now some things are more like wood is more porous for energy.
Absolutely.
And
It will hold
plastic
energy.
or metal. Some people think because metal comes out of the earth that it has some sort of consciousness, and it doesn't, but it does have a vibration. It does
Yes.
have a vibration. Everything has a
Absolutely.
vibration. And
Absolutely.
our bodies hold on. You've heard of muscle memory.
Yep.
Bodies hold on to all of that memory down. I mean, really like quantum level DNA type holding on to stuff.
Yeah.
And so exercise is good for our body, Davis. We do a lot of body work, like as in healing, like
energetic.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not the physical part.
Mm-hmm.
So, dang, I need to do a lot more of that. I go for walks a lot. My husband and I are big on our, we like to go for walks, and that's just kind of a nice time for us to talk. We have a 4-mile walk that we do, which is really nice, but that's still not
See, I couldn't
enough.
walk 4 miles.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Well, not in this heat. Holy moly, it's hot today.
For
No.
that out.
Yes.
But no, I couldn't walk 4 miles. You know, maybe if my life depended on it, if someone else's life depended on,
Yes. Yes.
I would do it, but
Yeah.
you know, just to go out there and walk 4 miles,
No.
I couldn't do it.
No. Now,
Um,
Qigong is another beautiful form of exercise,
It is.
which is very spiritual for you. I mean,
It is.
the nature of it is spiritual, but not everyone uses it in that way.
No, nor do because I don't do it on a regular basis.
Right. You do it in your practice with people when you're
I
doing
do.
healings.
I do.
Yes.
I love to use it in healings. Even when we're doing a clearing.
Yes. Yes.
I love to bring in the energy and the high vibration that Qigong will bring.
Yes.
But once again, that's self-consideration.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it is so bizarre.
Yes.
You know, I guess it follows in the same line of doctors make the worst patients.
Yes. Or energy healers sometimes make the worst. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
I am, oh boy,
Yeah.
I'm a bad one. Yes.
She can be a challenge.
Just a little bit. A little bit. Yes.
But you know.
Yes. When I get relaxed, my channel immediately flies open and I receive all kinds of information. So that's what we're joking about. Mari-Lyn can get me grounded really quick, and then all of a sudden, woof, there goes my channel. And I'm working on not always having to, give the information that I'm getting, or just relax, Pam. I think part of that is being a double air sign that, my brain's always working. Always working. Yes.
And I'm a double water, so my brain is not working.
Your emotions are.
My emotions are always working.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Hard to shut those down.
And then the paranormal. So the paranormal with our journey, that sort of, the big umbrella of the collective spiritual journey, or whatever you want to call it. So ghosts, what we call earthies, sometimes we call them ghosts.
Sometimes.
Entities, whatever you want to call them. They were people at one time. The last life that they had is typically who they are when they choose to be in that realm.
Right.
We tend to say stuck, which is true. Both things are really, you do kind of get stuck in that.
So, I want to interject. One of the most fascinating things to me about this spiritual journey,
yes,
is how many things can exist at the same time.
Oh, yes.
That are opposite.
Yes. Yep. And they share the same space.
They share the same space. And it blows my mind. And it's fascinating.
So fascinating. And that's one of those that's like above my pay grade to really understand.
I interrupted you. So sorry.
That's okay. I interrupt you all the time. You can do that. And we can just keep going anyway. So the paranormal not only is your personal journey, nothing is real. We have free will. Yes, we do. However, many earthbound spirits, earthies, I guess it's like everything else. It's either been planned already or their free will got them there to be there. So there is a journey within itself in that paranormal space, in that ghosty space.
Yes.
Where am I going with this? So that's
Yes.
sometimes it's part of our
Yeah.
journey, but it's also part of our journey to not torture them, to not poke at them, to not, and that happens a lot with, ghost hunters.
And part of the spiritual journey of a medium is to
Yes.
communicate
Yes.
and aid, give
Yes.
them aid
Yes.
in whatever we can do to help them to cross over into the realms.
Yes.
Sometimes it is as simple as letting them know that's what we can help them with.
Yes. And you bring in the light and whew, they jump for it.
They're like, "Phew."
Yeah.
Other times not you, me, will sit and listen to their stories.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
And there are those times when they're not done with whatever their karma is or whatever they're working on, whatever their lessons are, they're not done. It's rare that this happens, but it does. And then we call in usually it's Fred, and he will take that earthy wherever it is that. The thing is, they can't stay if there's an earthy in your home, it can't stay there. I don't care how much karma you're working out, whatever you're doing, you can't stay there because you're interrupting or people in a body. You're interrupting souls, so you need to leave. And so our guidance will take them somewhere where they can finish out all of that. But really, that's really rare. It's rare. It does happen, but it's rare. Most earthies, when we talk to them, they're ready to go. They realize that the realm that they're in is they're just punishing themselves moment after moment after moment. They don't sleep. They don't either. It's 24/7, and time is different in the other realms, but 24/7 torture, just absolutely torturous. So,
my version of hell.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And sometimes the paranormal knocks on your door because it's time for you to start on your spiritual journey. We see that happen a lot. We see that happen
Consciously on your spiritual journey.
Yes, yes, consciously. Yes, the conscious spirit, right? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and I just have to say something really fast, and then I'll get off the subject. But those who watch our paranormal channel, that ghost hunters, even people who say they're mediums or psychics or whatever, and they're in the paranormal, if you're not helping that spirit. If you're not crossing them over, if you're not getting them where they need to be, you are not. And we on occasion have people that will email us and they just want to know what's going on in their home. And we always tell them, if we're crossing everything over, we're clearing out everything. We will not just tell you what's there. And what is that anyway? Like, how does that make anything better? So I've got this angry dude in my house torturing me, making me sick, kids can't sleep, etc. How does it do anyone any good to find out what his name is, or what his history is, what he did for a living? And then that just and then what?
I have an answer.
Oh, you do. Please, please, please. Oh, yes.
It can strengthen the codependency.
Yes, I got that right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What we call either unhealed empathy bond, trauma bond, attachment. That's all that emotional attachment. And no one is doing well in that situation.
No.
Yet it is all part of the big spiritual journey. It is. But I believe that we've done this for so long. And so I believe what I believe is true, what we believe. And that is, they come across us at a certain time in their journey because it's time for them to go. It's time for them to heal. And can they heal otherwise? Sure. But it's really different. Earthies really need a human to help them help them over. And that's a whole nother subject. And I'll stop there because that's a whole nother, but that's part of the journey too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is.
Absolutely.
And then the metaphysical, right? So
Right.
that's where you put all the psychic abilities and healing and all of that in that sort of bucket.
Your clairs, intuiting.
And I don't know, I know it happens all the time, but it always throws me to have someone talk about how they're psychic or they're whatever, and they're really not conscious of their journey, of their spiritual journey. It just throws me. I don't understand how one, because one doesn't live without the other, but we stay unconscious sometimes to the journey. We just want the abilities. We don't want to heal. We don't want to understand. We don't want to see where we are or what this path is all about. And it's just, it blows my mind. It's just the strangest thing, in my opinion.
Well, and that goes, I mean, you can go down the rabbit hole of wounding there.
Oof. Yes.
Of ego, of feeling special, of having, oh, I hate to use this term, having powers.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
And how many times to be a student of mine, the first thing we do is a healing, and it's a kick your ass big healing. And that's how we start, and then we move on to sort of developing, but it's all a spiritual journey. We talk a lot about the journey and the developing and everything. And there are lots of people who can't get past the healing. They get so triggered. They're like, if this is it, I'm out. And they take off, and then they go find a teacher who doesn't make them heal, or who doesn't suggest, or that's part of the,
or it's not even part of the, it's not even on their radar.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Yeah. But that healing piece is so important for so many reasons. I mean, it's important for just our everyday 3D life.
Yes.
Right? But if we are in a practice of working with other people, with our abilities, and we're doing that from wounding,
oof.
Oh my God.
That's bad news. Yes. 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 And go ahead. Sorry. That opened up some doors for me.
Well, okay. I'm working with you, and you have my wounding, and I'm in it.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to spirit.
No,
I'm giving you my own advice to what I think.
Yes. Your ego comes in real quick.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
so then I'm sitting there as the client thinking I'm thinking I'm getting healing. I don't know, but really what I'm getting is your opinions from
my ego.
Yes.
Yeah. You're okay. That would, oh my gosh, that would be such an invasion. Of the person receiving the energy of my wounded ego. Oh my gosh. And
it's also when we go into, even when you're talking to earthies or we're doing paranormal work, you aside from getting your ass absolutely kicked because you're wounding, they find your wounding fast. And especially if that spirit has the same wounding, your ass is kicked. I mean,
that's how you get jumped.
Yes. And they'll follow you home. They'll make you feel like you're crazy. They can make you start feeling sick. You can have health issues. There's all sorts of to not be healed. Another thing not healed does is you pick up all kinds of weird information that's not the truth because you're not grounded. Part of healing and getting to your stuff is being grounded. And when you're grounded, your energy. So if Mari-Lyn asks me a question, if anyone asks me a psychic question, or if I'm going to do a healing, doesn't really matter. Anything that I'm going to do within this realm, the very first thing is I get grounded and I
Mhm.
get in my own personal space, my divine line, and I intuit from there. And that's clear messaging. And
Mhm.
you get all your answers, your questions get answered, even if the answer is you can't know that. Because spirit will say no. Spirit says no. And spirit
Spirit
says,
does say no.
or like, you can't have that answer. That person can't have that answer. But when you're ungrounded and unhealed, you are up sort of like in the collective space and just pulling in all kinds of weird. And I'm sure every one of you could probably tell us of a time that you went to a psychic, whether it's some kind of reader, and you went, well, there were a couple things that I think were okay, but most of it, I didn't understand what he or she was talking about. That's an ungrounded person.
Yeah.
And it's not healthy for anyone, and it's not fair to the person, certainly to the person getting the
Not
service.
at all. Not at all.
No. Yes.
No. No.
Anyway, I think I go down rabbit holes a lot, but um
Well, that's what makes for interesting conversation, though.
yes, yes,
I mean, you got to go down a few rabbit holes.
yeah,
We just don't want to like get lost in the rabbit hole,
right, yes,
which is something that's really easy to do
yes,
if you are not grounded and if you're not healing.
right, right,
Being
yeah,
grounding, it's so easy to get lost in a rabbit hole.
yes. And here's
And
another
it's
thing
so destructive.
with healing, and uh, your our bodies are full of energy, different. Like we'll hold on to, like what always comes to mind is like acupuncture. And
Mhm.
we have meridians, the way our energy flows through our body, and the meridians sometimes will get stuck, but they'll stop flowing. They'll come to a little, it's like a little spiral or something. Anyway, that's where they put the pin, right? That and to help
Right.
disperse that energy. And why was I going down this rabbit hole? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pam lost her train of thought. Somebody's not grounded. Let me get
Yeah.
grounded real quick. Speak.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know where you were going. Acupuncture.
Yeah.
Um,
That's what it sounds like when someone's not grounded. All kinds of weird stuff starts coming in. So thank you, Spirit. That's what it looks like. All of a sudden, because I can go down rabbit holes on my own, but we typically have a reason for going down there. Once in a while, we go, someone must have needed to hear that. But that was just totally ungrounded stuff coming in. Yes.
good example. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we hold, but okay, I can pivot here, right? We hold all kinds of energy, and when we hold the low vibration is what sticks in our bodies. That's
Oh, yeah. 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 Yeah.
the traumas, the wounding, all of that sticks in our body. That's what, like if you have backaches or shoulder pain or something, typically it's unhealed emotional wounds that are stuck there, right? But
Quite often. Yeah.
when we heal that stuff and we release all of that, it leaves room for spirit to fill you with beautiful things, with gifting, with love, with whatever it is that you personally need.
Hmm.
So healing is always a wonderful thing to do.
It is. It opens up possibilities.
Yes.
Endless,
So many. Yes.
endless, endless possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
So
Yes.
spiritual, the metaphysical,
Mm-hmm.
the paranormal,
Mm-hmm.
the energetic.
Yes. Okay. Add that piece in there.
Yeah.
3D. We still have to do
And then we still have to human on top of it.
a human on top of it. Yes. Now here's something that I don't agree with. This is part of where spiritually I come in as opposed to just metaphysically. There is a belief out there that, well, we choose our lives so we can do, I'm paraphrasing, but we can do bad things and it's okay because I chose to come in and do that. So, people sort of take that to the degree of like they hurt someone or they do something that is unkind, immoral, unethical, all those. And then they say, well, it doesn't matter because it's all part of my spiritual journey and I was meant to. I don't subscribe to that way of thinking at all. I don't we our spiritual journey, I think people just don't want to feel the guilt or feel the shame or have to make amends. Or do you know where I'm going with this?
I think I do.
Yes.
And what my response to that is for those people, they have to come back and do it again,
Yes.
because
Yes.
the whole purpose, regardless of what we sign up for, the whole purpose is to heal.
Yes.
And
Yes.
to find that self-love, self-compassion, which in turn means sharing that,
Yes. Yes.
loving others, having compassion for others. So
And ourselves. And
yes,
ourselves.
ourselves
That
first.
is because spiritually, that's not who I, as a human being, that's not who I want to be. I don't want to be that person. No, I don't want to.
No. So if you signed up to be that person,
Right.
yes, that is part of your spiritual journey. However,
Yes. I like where you're going.
the reason you came in to do that was so you could heal.
Yes.
You could learn from it and you can heal from it. You
Yes.
can find that self-love, that self-compassion,
Inner peace.
all of that self-yummy stuff.
Yep.
And then you can turn it outward.
Yes.
And
that's part of why people don't like to get grounded. They don't want to get, because once you get grounded, the realization of your wounding really becomes apparent. The need to apologize to people, the need to apologize to yourself, the need to heal and show love and compassion, to really get clarity and understand what's going on. And that's really a lot for some people. They just don't want to do it. It's super important that you do it. And the fear of doing it is way worse than actually doing it too.
Way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse. Yeah.
So
the excuse me, what is that? The pay to play ratio.
Yes.
Is so much in your benefit when you're healing.
Yes.
It's way out of whack when you are not healing.
And bypassing is, I understand. I've had a lot of trauma and I understand I did for years, certainly 20s, 30s, wanted to bypass all that pain. It's painful. You don't want to bring that back up. You don't want it to dig it up. But oh boy, once you do and you look at it and spirit helps you work through that and see what the truth is. Wow. That's living when you get through it. The freedom, the acceptance of who you are and acceptance of what has happened, the forgiveness of what is and what isn't. Oh boy, there's nothing like it. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. And yes, and energy healing is a great tool to many of our clients. I know we've talked about it, but they have therapists and they have us. What we do really works very well together to help disconnect some things, bring some stuff up, to get some clarity, dissolve those some of the trauma bonds and all those things that happen. So yeah, but that's all part of the spiritual journey, and that's what we're here to do. And again, we got a little smackdown today from Spirit in a very kind way. It was
very kind.
It was very gentle.
But it was very clear.
Yes, that was the smackdown. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have been neglecting myself. I have been neglecting myself.
Mhm.
And spirit never gets mad at us, by the way. Anyone who thinks that
Mm-mm.
is wrong, our higher self doesn't get, no, no, no.
No,
There's no ego there in any of that.
no.
We're not talking about earthies.
Even in those times when we like, and maybe we've mentioned it before, you know, our guides going, okay,
Yeah.
when's she gonna get it? When is she gonna get it? You know, that is not judgment on their part.
Oh,
That is not ridicule or shameful in any
no.
way.
And we contracted them to follow us around and help us with this.
Yeah, true. True. And the vibration that they hold
Oh,
tells you
yes.
that no, I got all the time in the world, so
Yeah.
take another whatever.
Mhm. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but yeah, no ego over there.
No, none at all. And people want to put ego on our guides all the time, all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of why. So, like, you've heard certainly Mari-Lyn talk about this, that oftentimes she doesn't, of course, she has a main guide, as do I, whatever, blah, blah. But a lot of times we just talk to spirit. We don't care where that information's coming from,
Mhm.
whatever. And it really does take that ego piece out of it. It's much easier, like if Fred comes up to tell me something, it's much easier for me to put ego on him when I see him standing there. When it's just not, when it just comes in
Mhm.
as spirit, whoever that
Mhm.
is, you can really, you don't think as much about ego,
Right.
right? I mean, that just doesn't, but you hear people talking about, oh, my guide came in and he was standing there tapping his foot, wait, because I was, whatever. It's like, no, that's not the way it works. I mean, could he have been? Sure, but it's not like that. It's more of it in such a loving way. It's like TikTok, you know what you need to be doing, TikTok.
Yep.
And and we contracted with them to do that, to guide us, to nudge us, to get us where we need to be. That's their job. That is their job.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
whoo, we did some talking today, huh?
Yeah, we did.
Yes, spiritual journey is a big one, and it's a lovely one, and I am so grateful to be awakened to mine, or be conscious of it is a
Yeah.
better way. I'm
To
not
be
sure what
conscious of
the
it.
awakening piece means. I just used that term and then I went, "I don't know what that means." Not really. There's so many people that have a definition of what awakening means, and for me it's just that conscious piece, I guess. Awaken to the fact that you are a spiritual being having this.
This human
Yeah.
experience. And again, we have to be human on top of all of it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, we just have to be.
It's exhausting, isn't it?
And it is exhausting. Being human is hard.
Yes.
Um, but being human can be so much easier when we're conscious of the spiritual piece that's underneath of it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes. So,
Does it take away the frustration? Nah, I'm gonna say
no.
no.
So what I want to say is to all of you listening who are struggling at the moment. And it may not be there is a conscious struggle, and then there's also a struggle, because I do this, I'll start to get really bored with things and I get restless. That's spirit trying to get your attention, that there's something might be coming, you need to be doing something, you have stalled. I mean, it can mean all kinds of things. So pay
Mhm.
attention to that when you get, like, there's no real reason you should be bored. I know I used to get bored, and I still do, but really bored very easily. And for me, it was kind of a bypass, because if I sat still, then I actually had to think about my own crap, and I didn't want to do that. But if you're out there, if you feel despondent or angry or depressed or whatever, bored, and you really don't know the why, or you're blaming someone for it. If you're blaming something, that just came. If you're blaming someone else because I'm so pissed off because so-and-so did blah, 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 blah. No, 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 no. You're triggered and there's something there to heal. So really, I challenge everyone to really think about that. Whatever you are going through right now, think about what Spirit is trying to tell you. What is the message Spirit's trying to bring to you? And typically we know the answer. We really do, but sometimes it's like, well, it's just too easy, or bypassing that, because that, like today, we bypassed our part in it because we just, yeah, a little bit.
Because it's okay. Part of it was just too easy.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
Come on, really?
Like we talk to Spirit all the time. What do you mean? Like that's
Yeah.
all we do is talk to Spirit.
Yeah.
All we do is connect. Yes.
Yeah.
So, and here's the guides come in all forms, and you don't even have to. People think that being psychic means you see. It's that clairvoyance, and that's not. Not if you limit yourself to I have to see it, I have to see it, I have to see it, you're going to be gravely disappointed. Yes. And unfortunately not receive the messaging that you need. We've talked about signs
Yeah.
and the way Spirit comes in, and especially now in springtime in this part of the world, the animals are out moving around. Pay attention when you see like an animal that you haven't seen for a while, like, oh, that's weird that that one's there. Or you keep seeing the same over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't matter the time of year. Look that up. Look up, spirit totem, whatever that is, like, dragonfly totem or whatever.
Yeah.
And see if something resonates with you there. Yeah. What were you going to say, Mari-Lyn?
Yeah. About that thought of to be psychic, you have to be clairvoyant.
Oh,
when you get stuck on having to be clairvoyant, you actually start missing the 3D signs.
Yes, you do. That is so funny. Oh my gosh, that lands.
You stop seeing with your physical eyes.
Yes.
All of the beautiful messaging that is around.
Yes.
Because you're so focused on wanting to be clairvoyant.
Now, clairvoyance is very common. That's very commonly the very first clair that's noticed, that we notice. You'll hear a lot of psychics and so forth talk about their clairvoyance. They're clairvoyant, they're seeing whatever. That's just the first one, because as humans, we are so visual. That's what tends to come up first. But that doesn't mean that you're clairvoyant. Both Mari-Lyn and I were very clairvoyant when we first started. When we first realized, obviously it was at different times, and both of us had it taken away. It's like, what the hell? The story with Mari-Lyn is very funny, but it's and she is more clairvoyant than I am. She's still more clairvoyant than I am,
but not like I was at first.
No. And that's kind of by design. Spirit kind of clues you in. But if you just stick with that, I beg you all, and all of you out there saying, I'm clairvoyant. Oh, please, there are many more clairs. There are many more clairs and many more. So you will get so much more information by working through your clair. And you know what? Here's another thing too. Clairs aren't that important. Like, to know what your clairs are. I have to say that because someone needs to hear that out there. That really, we've had people, they'll come and they'll say, I'm clair this and clair that. And okay, well, let's just see. And then I run them through some testing or whatever, and they focus so much on what they think they are that they miss so much. They miss. You really have to be open
Yep.
to all of
You've
yours.
got to be open to however it comes.
Yes, because spirit talks to us all different ways. It's never just one way.
Mm-mm.
And you're going to think of watching something, and like you get so, if you were to see it, hear it, feel it, know it, all the more information you could garner from that, as opposed to just seeing.
Like listening to a speech,
Yes.
listening to someone give a speech.
Mhm.
Even I'm going to say listening to our podcast.
Yes. Yes.
If you hear it, see it, feel it,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
all using all of your senses, it
Yes.
means so much more.
Yes. Yes. Now, clairvoyance, I'm not real big on. So there's a lot of times the information I get, I've not seen one stitch of it at all. And that
Same.
doesn't, and I'm psychic as hell. So,
Yep.
so I've been told anyway. Yes. So
She is. I've seen it. Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I guess we're just talking about the whole journey today and all the different elements of the spiritual journey. And it absolutely is. And being grateful to spirit all the time. And sort of reconnecting with yourself and your own personal spirit is that personal journey that is so important, and don't stop doing that. One thing that I know, lately I got myself into this place of, I was intuiting, because that's what I do with all my clients and students and paranormal stuff. And sure, that's wonderful, but really the journey is the one that I do personally. That's it, that's all part of the journey, but that personal one, if everything went away, that's the one you need to pay attention to. Without that one, you have, and when
Nothing.
you get in that rut, it's like, well, I've been intuiting all the time, so of course I'm on my journey. Well, no, you're not. No, there really is a difference. Checking in with yourself and checking into your own personal path is really important. And again, that's what we sort of came to today. And that could be meditation. It looks different for everyone.
It does.
But really
As does meditation.
Yes. Yes. But
Yeah.
taking the time, I know we harp on this, taking the time to receive for yourself is nourishment. Feed yourself through spirit. And we are not psychic about ourselves. So that does not mean you sit there and ask 1,000 questions to spirit about yourself. It's not about asking questions. That's not about it. It's about sitting and receiving and feeding yourself, allowing spirit to just, sometimes you're not hearing anything. You're not getting any actual messaging.
Right.
Spirit is just feeding you, feeding your deva, feeding your soul and all your pieces.
Filling you with high vibration.
Yes.
And sometimes that even means pushing out some of the low vibration.
Yes.
Things that we don't need to hold on to anymore.
Yes.
Spirit can push that out with that high vibration.
And I just thought of is I need to make sure to clear my room again. I did not sleep well last night, and I think there was someone bugging me, and I just called in my guardians to take care of it, and they did, and I fell asleep. But I think I need to do that again. There's something when you are psychic, no matter what you're doing, you will attract things to you, but especially when you are a paranormal medium, you attract a lot. And then there are mediums who work with healed spirits, and they're constantly getting bombarded with healed spirits to give their loved ones messaging and everything.
Right.
So keeping your space clear and boundaries.
And also another important reason to be grounded when you're doing this kind of work.
Oh, yes.
Because if you are a healed spirit medium, you want to make sure you're getting that accurate information.
Yes.
And if you're not grounded, no,
it doesn't work.
You can't. No.
no, it's not good for anyone, not for the spirit, not for you, not for the client. No one wins in that situation.
Mm-mm.
And that's your job. As if you're going to call yourself a medium, your job is to receive messaging for the client and for the spirit. It works both ways because you
Both
are
ways. Yeah.
you're the medium between the
Mhm.
two. Yes. Ooh. Do we have more to talk about?
Well, we always have more to talk about. Sure.
Okay.
That
Stupid
kind of feels like a
question.
good place to wrap up,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
that's what I was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We thank everyone very much for
Very much.
for
Yeah.
coming in, and hope you enjoyed this. Let us know if you want to know more about us. TCSEverydayPsychics.com will get you there.
Yep. It will.
And yes, at the moment, my classes are full, and I have a waiting list. That is also quite a few on there, but I'm always taking, if you want to be on the waiting list, that's okay. But I'm not available right now for that, but I am for healings as is, and the paranormal. We're always available for the paranormal stuff. So
Yeah.
and Mari-Lyn, what
That's
about you?
super important.
What are you offering right now?
What about me? My offerings are like about to be changing up. And
Yes.
I'm not quite ready to say what's happening.
Beautiful
Um,
feelings.
yeah.
Just
Um,
just to throw that one out there.
I do offer healings.
Yes.
Those are on the website. Connecting with your spirit self. That
We
is
do have
something.
work to do on our website for sure.
Yeah, we do. Connecting with your spirit self, or accessing, I don't remember, sorry, accessing your spirit self, I guess
I
is
think
what
that's it. Yes.
yeah. Yeah, I am still offering that. That's going to be changing. The verbiage on that is going to change.
Yes.
As I change, it has to change.
Yes. Yes.
So
And we have to put some Carissa's doing more on that. We need to
yeah,
we just need to, and of course Nan, her readings are fabulous, but so we have some work to do on there, so I apologize.
we
So
do.
really, if you're wondering if we do something, or you want something and you don't see it there, or you're curious, just
Ask.
send an email and just
Yep,
ask, and we will get you in the right place. So,
absolutely.
and there are
Absolutely.
times when people, people ask us for things like, oh yeah, I guess I don't have that on my, like Deva stuff.
Right.
I don't have that on there.
No, you don't.
There.
And you do amazing
Yes.
body deva work,
Yes.
as my sciatic nerve can attest to.
Yeah. All right. I think we've plugged ourselves enough now. I think.
Okay.
I think.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone, for tuning in. We so appreciate all of you so very much. We really do.
Yes, we do.
In such gratitude, and we hope that you enjoy the content that we put out.
Hope so.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
So, all right. Talk
Till
to
next
you
time.
all. Yes. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.